Hello, welcome back to my channel, Kissed by Starlight. Thanks for being here. So today I'm going to do a message from your angels, your guides, your helpers. What do you need to know today? What messages would like to come through today? And we've got let it go, let go of all that no longer serves you. And we've got, looks like a figure kind of camouflaged in the leaves. It just reminds me of sleeping, deep sleep, needing to sleep. So perhaps you've been feeling that you haven't been having much sleep recently, or perhaps sleep has been difficult, or perhaps it may not even be that sleep has been difficult. It might be just that your soul is feeling tired, your soul is feeling a bit weary, or your body or your mind, and just feeling like you need to lay down and rest for a little while. And just let the world pass you by for a little while and stay in the comfort perhaps of the places that feel safe to you, the places that feel nurturing to you. Look at this. This is really quite, what's really lovely about this card is it looks like it could be either summer or autumn, to be quite honest with you, because there are what looks like lots of leaves on the floor of the ground, but they could also be flowers. And in this tree that looks like it's shed its leaves, there are actually beautiful blossoms, which remind me of the magnolia tree above. So it's kind of, it could be a message for whatever season you're in, whatever phase of life you feel in right now. It's this sense of only holding on to what feels beautiful and nurturing and loving and protective for you, and to let go of anything that is kind of like the dead weight, which is, like the leaves, the leaves when they die, when it comes to autumn, they not for all trees, but for many trees, they begin to shed. They turn different beautiful colors. It's almost like they have their last, I don't know, some people would call it like a last hurrah, a last kind of celebration. They look almost more beautiful than they've ever looked in some ways. They turn beautiful shades of red, gold and brown, russets and oranges, and then they drop, and the tree knows it's time to let go of those leaves. It knows it's time to shed those leaves, that those leaves have had their time, that they've fulfilled their course, their time, their I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but because it's not contract, but you know what I mean. It's something where they've done what they needed to do, and then it's time for them to drop, and then they become the food, the fodder for all the little creatures, the hibernating beings, the bees, all of those beautiful woodland creatures then use those fallen leaves for shelter, for respite, for sleep, until they move out of winter and into spring again. So there's a purpose for everything. In other words, there's an absolute purpose for everything within nature, and nature knows the seasons. It knows when it's time to let things go, and when it's time to hold on, and when it's time to bloom. So because we're seeing a kind of contradiction, almost a duality or a paradox here, we're seeing on the one hand what looks like autumn and things need to fall, and on the other hand we're seeing what looks like spring or summer and the flowers blooming above there. I think they're flowers, but that's what they look like, and they're reminding me of that. So for this purpose of this reading, that's what we will use them as. And so again, it's this sense of needing to hold on to, needing to keep with you only that which feels joyful, uplifting and beautiful, and letting go of anything that's run its course, that's had its time, that is just no good for you. It's not bringing any joy, it's not bringing any happiness, it's not uplifting you, it's not having any purpose there. It just feels heavy. So you will know what this is for you. It will be different things for different people. So this is a general reading, so you will know what that refers to in your life and what it's time to let go of. You'll know what's served its purpose, what's run its course, and what now needs to go. And with it alongside, I really love this card. I think this is one of my favorites in this deck. It's called Be True to Who You Are. Fear will not stop you from shining. So maybe you've been holding on to something, a situation, it could be anything, a job, a habit, a pattern, a home, a location, a dream, whatever it is, out of fear. Perhaps you've been staying in something out of fear. Perhaps something has been a comfort zone for you, and I think now it might feel a little bit like a wilderness for you. So what began as something that felt nice, or began as something that felt right or true or good for you, has now become a feeling of a little bit of, being out in the wild, out in the wilderness, not really sure that you fit in there any longer, not being able to see anything around you that feels like you or true to you, or something that is kind of worth staying for, or somewhere where you can thrive. It doesn't feel like somewhere you can thrive. It doesn't feel like somewhere you can grow. It feels very unknown, a little bit uncertain, and kind of almost like there is this fear, because it doesn't look how it used to look, and suddenly you're sort of out there on your own, and you may even be trying to feel like maybe you should blend in. Maybe you should blend in with what's around you, because you can't actually be yourself there. There's some element of this situation which is not allowing you to be your true self. It's not allowing you to express yourself in the ways that you perhaps need to, or feel you want to, or should be able to. Because let's face it, we came here to be our true selves. We came here to be our real selves. We didn't come here to blend in and be transparent. We came here with our own unique purpose, our own unique path. And that would mean standing out in some way, shape or form, but standing out in a way where it's not going to be dangerous or difficult for you. It's actually, you're going to be supported by other like-hearted, like-minded souls who, you would all work together. You would all be able to grow and expand and move forwards together. So whatever this is for you, whatever this is that's made you feel quite alone, made you feel quite like you can't really be yourself, it's time now to let it go. It's a very clear message. It's time now to let that go. And we've got beautiful card, pink rose petals, blessings, gratitude and joy. And pink rose petals, I don't know if you can see on the camera here the colours, but there's a common theme with these sort of beautiful pastel pinks, these beautiful pastel pink colours. And pink for me represents a real heart-opening, joyful, innocent and pure quality that's very soft. It's very loving, it's very mothering, it's very nurturing, it's very sort of like, for me, it represents a very divine feminine energy, which again, I know I always say it, but whichever gender you identify with, we all have aspects of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And this nurturing energy is a very loving energy, a very peaceful, gentle energy that really wants to be able to express itself and wants to be able to thrive and listen to itself and trust itself within an environment where that is supported. So if that's not supported, and it's a very harsh environment, or it's a very difficult environment, or a challenging environment for whatever the reasons, and there are many, many different reasons this can happen, now it's asking that it could just have the space to thrive and have the joy, be given the joy and the upliftment. I do feel that self-care is an issue here. So when I say an issue, what I mean by that is self-care is needed at this time. It's going to be very helpful to look after yourself at this time, to nurture yourself, to allow yourself to be surrounded by softness, gentleness, peace, and anything that uplifts you. You imagine when you smell a beautiful pink rose, and that's what these, whatever these are, blossoms, blooms, whatever they are, it could even be leaves, but they're thriving. and they're thriving because they're uplifting, they bring joy. And it's like that feeling, you know, when you smell a rose and you smell the rose and it smells so delicious and so beautiful that it just lifts your heart. It makes you feel happy. It makes you feel this incredible sense of kind of like peace, but just calm, you know. And really the only way I can describe that is joy, peace, purity. So we're being asked in this reading, you're being asked to be able to be true to who you are, to place yourself in environments and places and with people who see you and love you for who you are. They actually actively encourage you for who you are. And you are able to show them all sides of yourself. Now, what I mean by all sides of yourself are those parts of yourself that you may not feel able to show to others. So let me give you an example to try and make that clearer for you. So say, I don't know, in your circle of friends or family, you're not able to show them that you have a real love of, I don't know, let's say oracle cards. Let's say you're not able to show them that you have a real love of oracle cards because you know that they're not going to approve of that, they're not going to be comfortable with that, they're not perhaps going to approve of it, whatever the reasons. And again, this is just an example. So, you know, then one could say to you, well, you know, it would be nice, wouldn't it, to be in a space where you could be with people who love oracle cards or who might encourage you on your self-development journey or on your journey of nurturing the more spiritual side of you, which, let's face it, at this time has become so important, hasn't it, for us to recognize we have a soul and recognize that our soul needs expression and wants to be seen, because it came here to be seen. It came here we came here for a purpose, for a reason. Yes, absolutely. And to have no limitations put on us, to have nothing stopping us from being who we are and achieving our destiny. So, you know, whatever this environment is for you, whatever the situation is, whatever the circumstances are, it's very much time for you to be stepping out into places and spaces and with people and environments that recognize you, that can accept you for who you are, and where you are able to express everything about you that is authentic and honest, you know, in a reasonable way. Obviously it goes without saying. And where there are not limitations, not somebody or something or an environment that stops you from expressing those parts of yourself that are so important. They make you you. You are a celestial being with unlimited potential. There is much for you to share. So it could even be that in the environment that you're in at the moment, you know, or the situation that you're in at the moment, or the relationship that you're in the moment, whatever it is for you. And again, I'm just giving examples because it will be different for everybody. It may be that this space is not allowing you to really grow into the potential of you and of your dreams, and now you're being asked to be in that a space where you can grow to your full potential, to your full capacity, because there is more for you to share. Perhaps you've got a greater mission on earth, and where you are, you're not really able to grow into that mission as much as you could somewhere else, you know, which would allow you the opportunity and the space to thrive and to bloom like these beautiful flowers in your own way, in your own space, in your own time. And there is a divine timing to this as well. So that may be why the reading is saying right now, it's time now to let this go. This is a crucial moment for you going forwards. This is a moment where you are able to step into all that you came to be and all of the dreams that you came to have. The universe speaks to you through your dreams. So if in this, I know we were making a joke at the beginning of the reading about needing sleep, perhaps not being enough sleep, perhaps needing sleep, or just needing rest. If you have been having dreams, quite vivid dreams, or dreams that you can remember, it would be a good time to write them down, because this reading is also suggesting that the universe is speaking to you through your dreams, that perhaps you are being given clear guidance within your dreams about the circumstances you're in, the people that you're surrounding yourself with, or the environment, the job, whatever that is. So it's asking you to pay attention. Or perhaps you're going to be having a dream in the upcoming days that will be important. So when it happens, just remember, have a notepad and pen by your bed so you can quickly write it down as soon as you wake up, and that way you won't forget it. Here we go. Inner alchemy. Inner alchemy is achieved when you react to fear with love. So again, it's mentioning fear again. We've had fear here. Fear will not stop you from shining. This reading is suggesting that you have everything it takes within you, and I firmly believe that you have everything it takes within you to be able to overcome whatever this fear is, whether it's a fear of being seen, whether it's a fear of stepping out of something or towards something. Perhaps it's a dream you've been really secretly harboring for a long time, and you haven't been able to step into it. Now this is saying you have everything you have within you is there precisely and exactly for you to be able to overcome this fear, to respond to this fear with love, because love overcomes fear. Love is the magical ingredient that transcends, transmutes and alchemizes fear. There can be no fear where there is love. I think Kyle Gray said that. But it's a beautiful saying, and I resonate with that strongly. And all of these little messages are about allowing the love to overcome the fear. So whatever it is you're afraid of, or whatever's making you afraid, or whatever's putting fear onto you, perhaps telling you can't do it, perhaps saying to you, you're not good enough, or you can't do it, or people aren't going to like you or respond to your magic. Well, this is saying actually your magic is going to truly thrive and be seen when you're able to react to that fear, to respond to that fear with the love that completely overcomes it and allows it to just dissolve into the love. And as it dissolves into the love, there can be only love, and that love is what will drive you forwards and help you achieve your dreams, achieve whatever it is that has been achieving that which you've been holding in your heart for some time, perhaps for a long time. It's time to fly, I'm hearing. It's time to fly. It's time to overcome the fear, to look at that. It looks like it could be wings. There's something prickly here. There's something a bit uncomfortable. You don't really want to be there anymore, I don't think. I think, that, we've got the card of discontentment, we've got the card of hesitation, and then we've got the card of hope. And can you see the card of hope is exactly matching and mirroring these beautiful colours? I'm actually going to put it on top of the Let It Go card, because as we let go of all that no longer serves us and we replace the fear with love, we can have hope. We can have hope to walk through that gateway, to walk through that beautiful portal of absolute magic and alchemy and love and joy. And yes, it's unknown. Yes, it's uncertain. We don't know what's coming, but we know it's got to be better than this, right? It's got to be better than the fear, than the discontentment, than the hesitation. It has to be, because whatever we can let go of can be replaced by something bigger and better. It can be the new thing can be better, as long as we believe it to be so, as long as we walk into it with an open heart and a trust and a belief that it is going to be better, that it is going to serve us and help us rise to our highest good. And do you see, I don't know what it is about this card, but even the cactus is kind of got this energy of love, that kind of seems to somehow take away its prickles. I can't really explain that, but instead of looking prickly now, it actually looks like it's morphing and taking on that energy of that beautiful pink, that beautiful alchemy, the pink rose petals, you know, the joy, the magic, the love. It looks like it's now being surrounded by that, and it's no longer that prickly thing that we saw before. Now it's changing and it's transforming. And we see this lady, and it could be a woman or a man, but I think it's a woman. Again, it will just relate to whoever you are on in this journey. Looks like a warrior, you know. What is this kind of reminds me of weaponry somehow, you know, like somebody standing there, not really sure, not really certain what to do, and kind of geared up to fight almost, or to have to defend themselves. That's probably a better way of putting it, having to defend themselves. And yet there's this almost like this halo. It could be wings, it could be a halo of gold of the sun, the stars, the magic, the alchemy that literally rises behind them like wings, allowing them to then transform, allowing them to walk through this gateway, this beautiful magical portal into hope, into love, into truth, into all that can transcend whatever is the discontentment and the fear and the unhappiness and even the chaos of what has been before. And this is how they rise. So beautiful ones, I hope that reading was helpful and healing for you. Thank you for being here. Please consider liking, sharing and subscribing if you enjoyed this video. And I really look forward to seeing you next time.